again. I'm Dr. Muyeba, lifestyle psychiatrist and Reaping Woman coach. Welcome back to the Reap and Rise Roadmap, where women rise through purpose, progress, and power. And today we'll be looking at the implement step of the Reap and Rise Roadmap, and we will explore one of my favorite tools, the Aligned STEPS Accelerator. This is where your dreams stop living on paper or vision boards and start showing up in real life, one step at a time. The problem I see again and again is that so many brilliant, driven women have incredible dreams, but they find themselves caught in a waiting game. They tell themselves, if I'll start when the right time comes, or when I know more, or when it feels perfect. But here's the truth. Waiting for the perfect moment delays the very progress that you want to create. The skill to master in this part of your roadmap is consistent progress. And through daily and weekly action lists, micro habits, and progress journaling, you move forward. Now, what does that mean? Well, it means building a rhythm of small aligned steps that move you forward, not just thinking, but doing. And the advantage of using the Aligned STEPS Accelerator is that it gives you a structure, a clear path for consistent, confident action. Professional women who implement this tool stop overthinking and start moving. They make decisions faster, follow through better, and experience real momentum because their focus is finally aligned. So let's walk through it. The first step to master is the S, to simplify. Now, what does that mean? It means clearing the mental, emotional, and practical clutter so that you can see the next clear move. And too often I see women trying to do everything all at once, chasing every idea, saying yes to every opportunity, and the consequence, overwhelm, paralysis, and burnout, all disguised as productivity. Simplifying means stripping away the noise and focusing on what truly matters right now. Because complexity kills progress, but simplicity fuels it. And we'll come back to this one in a moment because simplify is the foundation of everything. The next comes the T, which is for tackle. This is where you move from planning to doing. Now, why is that important? Because clarity doesn't come from thinking, it comes from taking action. And too often I see women waiting for confidence before they begin. But the truth is, confidence comes from movement. So you tackle what's in front of you, even if it's messy, even if it's small. This is how momentum actually begins. The third step is E, elevate. And this is where you refine and improve as you go. You don't just act, you learn from your action. Now, what does that mean? It means asking, what worked this week? What didn't? What can I do better next time? Each reflection will elevate your standard and sharpens your skill. And then comes the P, persevere. And this is where the grit meets grace, the part where your consistency matters the most. Now, why is that important? Because results don't come from occasional intensity. They come from consistent intentionality. Perseverance isn't about pushing harder. It's about staying aligned and showing up even when it's hard, even when motivation dips. And finally, the S, systemize. This is where you take what's working and make it repeatable. You create habits and systems that sustain your success without draining your energy. And that's how progress becomes effortless and sustainable. So now let's dive into the first S, the simplify, the power of less to move forward, because this is the one that creates the biggest ripple effect. And so often we tell ourselves that success is about doing more goals, more lists, more efforts. But progress doesn't come from adding more to your plate. It comes from simplifying what's already on your plate. Simplify is the first step in the STEPS Accelerator for a reason. It creates the space for everything else to work. When you simplify, you stop chasing all the things and start focusing on the right things, the ones aligned with who you are and where you're going. And now, what does that really mean in real life? It means learning to stop, to start, and to go. So write this down. Stop, start, go. Stop what's stealing your time and energy or clarity. Pause the commitments, the distractions, or expectations that no longer serve you. Start doing what aligns, the actions that actually move you forward, even if they are small. Start focusing on what truly matters right now. And then go, move with intention. Don't wait for perfect. Progress happens when you go, even imperfectly. Now, why is all this important? Because when you simplify through this rhythm, stop, start, go, you reclaim your energy, your focus, and your power. You shift from scattered to strategic. And suddenly, taking action doesn't feel overwhelming, it feels doable. Let me tell you about Aliya's story. When we first met, she was working her way onto the specialist registration with the General Medical Council. And about a year later, after we worked together, she had just been promoted to consultant in a newly established hospital. It was an exciting opportunity, but it came with chaos. She was juggling multiple projects, trying to prove herself and saying yes to everything. And then within weeks, she was exhausted, anxious, and losing her confidence. This is what she told me. If I slow down or say no, people will think I can't handle it. She believed that busyness equals competence, that doing more somehow proved her worth. But busyness doesn't build credibility. Clarity does. So when you try to do everything, you dilute your impact. Trust me, I know this full well. So together we applied the Aligned STEPS Accelerator, starting with Simplify. We looked at all her projects and asked 3 important questions. What needs to stop? What needs to start? And where do you simply need to go? She stopped overcommitting, she started delegating and focusing only on the initiatives that aligned with her new role's priorities. And she began to go, taking confident, clear steps each week. And here's what she learned to hold on. Simplifying doesn't make me less capable, it makes me more effective. And with that, she saw proof of it very quickly. Her team became more focused, projects moved faster, and she regained her energy and confidence. And this is what she said: simplifying didn't make me smaller, it helped me lead smarter. Now I want you to write this down to cement it in your mind. Simplifying doesn't mean doing less. It means doing what matters most. And yes, not everyone will be happy about that, but hold on to it. So today, don't ask, what more can I do? Ask instead, what can I let go of so that what matters most can rise? Because simplify isn't about shrinking your vision. It's about clearing space for your vision to breathe. And when you master this one step, every other step, tackle, elevate, persevere, and systemize, they flow naturally from it. And that's the power of the Aligned STEPS Accelerator. It's how professional women move from paused dreams to consistent progress, from waiting to rising. Now, if you want to take your clarity and momentum even further, take the Busy Woman quiz to discover where your energy and focus are being drained, and then book your Reap and Rise live audit to map out a personalized action plan to align with your priorities and implement the steps that matter most. So both tools are designed to help you stop spinning, start acting, and go with confidence. The links will be in the show notes. And until next time, go out and take your first aligned step, because action, especially simplified aligned action, is how you rise.